Today we are going to discuss a very important topic in Python programming, that is to read a CSV file into data frame using pandas. A pandas is a module in Python and data frame is an object where all the values are stored in the memory. If you want to visualize, I would say think of a Excel where you have all the data, and using pandas we can do various manipulation of this data. Okay, so if you are going to use pandas, then the first step in our Python program would be to import the module pandas. So looking at this code, here I am inserting or I am including the pandas in my program, and I am going to use the Jupyter Notebook as my IDE, and feel free to use any IDE of your choice. So I have a file already in my system, and this file I have named it as country.csv. If that is the case, there should be a way to include that into our Python program. So here is the command. I say pandas.readcsv. That means I am using this module panda, which has a method readcsv, and to that method I pass parameter countries.csv. That's the name of my file which resides on my computer. When I execute this, and then I have a command data frame 1.head, that will display the top 5 rows. And when I read the CSV here, I save that into a data frame object 1, and this data frame object has all the row, but for convenience I am displaying only the top 5 rows, and they get displayed here. If instead of head, if I say head with a parameter of 7, it will display 7 records. It's displaying with an index value 0 to 6, which is 7 records. So let me set it back to 5, which is 0 to 4. Now there are times that we want to skip a row and read and those kind of scenarios. And normally on the cell on the file, when we have comma separated values, by default it takes the header is 0. Okay, and there is no skip. That means each and every row in the file gets displayed here. Now let's take special condition where we are going to skip something because of business need or any other reason. So if you see here, I added a parameter called skip rows 2, and when I do that, the top 2 row which contains the country and the country Afghanistan, those two got skipped, and it assumed the row after that is the header, and it's displaying Australia and the information in the header instead of country, year and population. So we have to do some trick where we don't do this, but we need to skip 2 rows because maybe the data in that was not accurate. That was the business requirement. Okay, let's go ahead and do some more tricks. If you notice here, I am saying my header instead of 0, by default my header is 1, and if I execute a statement like this, it's skipping the first row in the file, and it's showing like this, where my header is the line after the head, the topmost line, and it shows Afghanistan as my header because I said by forcing header is equal to 1. Okay, so now let's say I want to skip few rows and I also want to include a header. So if I have a command like this, so basically here I said skip 2, here I said header 1, and now I am combining these two. So what's going to happen is it's not only skipping 2 rows, it's also moving to next row for the header. So it's starting from Bangladesh as my first row, or as my header. So if you go all the way to the top, you would see I skip 2 and I skip 1 for the header, and I start with Bangladesh in the most recent read CSV. Okay, so that's the way we use header parameter and skip row parameter. Now that we don't have a header, but I want to include a header, and the new header I want to give a specific name which I chose. So the way to do that is we pass one more parameter called header equal to none. So I am telling compiler or telling Python that there is no header here, and the headers I want to give them is having the names as name for one of the column, the next column is year, and the following column is population. And then I say header. Let's see how the output looks like. Now it shows Afghanistan, all that stuff, which is the first row. The only thing is I say no header, that means it's that I am telling the compiler no header. Skip one row, I intentionally skipped one row because that file has a header. I am removing that and I am adding my own header. So this can be used when you want to change your headers, or a file is given to you with no header and you want to give your own header. In these scenarios, you can pass header as a parameter to read CSV file. Okay, now let's say the file is so big but you don't want to read all of it. Then what are you going to do? For that we have a parameter called nrows, and you can pass a integer to that. When you do that, I am saying read CSV, read only 3 rows. Okay, so it reads header plus 3 rows and it displays that. Though this head on the data frame is capable of displaying 6 records, it's displaying only the top 3 because there is no more records. Okay, so if you want to limit reading of rows into data frame, then you have to use nrows parameter. Now comes important thing, which is how do we validate the data. Okay, sometime we have NaN, which is not a number, or you have some other values, and how do you want to deal with those things. So let's say the file contains value which are not appropriate value. For example, we have unknown, we have question mark, and yeah, so for now those are the two we can see here. So if we have those kind of data, how do we handle with those? So for that, in pandas there is a parameter called na values, and you can say what are the non-applicable values. Na slash a, n slash a, not applicable, question mark, and whenever you see this value, show me nan. That's what this particular statement would do. So let's execute this and see how the output looks. So if you see here in this line, unknown remains as is, but I think that there was a question mark here that got displayed with nan. That's because we have a question mark here, and whenever one of these 4 information or 4 parameter is there, it would replace that with nan, and unknown is not here. But this is not what exactly we need. So it's going through all the values in the CSV file, and wherever you see any of these, it's replacing this. But I want to do my validation at a column level. What does that mean? Year is a numerical field, population is a numerical field, country is a character, string. I want to have different logic for each of this. So is it possible to have a logic based on which field we are using? Yes, it is possible. So for that, what we can do is we can use a dictionary. And we have discussed about dictionary in one more video. If you want, you can go to Python programming videos where I explain in glory detail how to use a dictionary. So now if you see here, I say read CSV and I say read this country chart CSV, and for NA values I am passing a dictionary as a parameter. In the previous case I was passing a single dimension array as a parameter. So read CSV is smart that when you pass a dictionary it behaves different, and when you pass a array it behaves different. So when you pass a dictionary, it's like a name value pair or a key value pair where each of the key corresponds to one of the column. If it is country, these are the possible nan or not applicable values. If it's a year, these are the not applicable values. So I have added unknown here, I have added 0 here, and most other information are same, right? So let's execute this and see how the output looks like. And if you see here, both unknown and question mark is taken away and you see nan. Similarly for Greece we have nan. So whenever the values are one of these for those columns, it replaces with nan. And this is very neat way of doing it. Okay, let's keep moving forward. So we are able to validate at a column level, and we are able to handle those. And this one is, maybe this one I should have told you before, that is, if you want to know the name of each of the indexes, then we can say each of the column, we can say data frame 1 dot columns, it will show me the column names. Okay, so data frame 1 has columns and those column names are this, it shows you that. Okay, so with that, let's move forward, and here is my last statement for this video. Okay, and if you notice this, what is happening is I am able to read a data frame. So the data frame 1, if you notice, we read it here all the way in the first statement, and I named each data frame differently, data frame 1, data frame 2, and each of them I named differently as we could easily debug. And once we have in Python as data frame, I can read that into a CSV file, or I can write into a CSV file. So in the past we saw how a CSV file can be read into a data frame. Now we have a data frame, we are writing into a CSV file. So that is what is happening here. I am saying data frame 1 write into the syntax is to CSV country out 1.csv. Okay, and if the data frame doesn't have column, or you want to specify the column, you can pass one more parameter column and say these are the column names. Okay, and you can say these are the columns I want to write. So maybe like you have 10 columns in the file, but you want to write specifically only 2 of those, then you will use this one, right? So there are different features at different time, you need a different information, so accordingly you can customize. And there are times you don't want to include the index. Okay, in that case you will say write without index, and I will say index is false. Okay, and here I am saying without index only the columns I need. So these are the ways we can customize and output the result we want. Sometimes the business will say send us just the data and not the header, then I would say write to a CSV with header equal to false. In that case it will not include the header. And there are times I don't want index and the header, then I will use the last one. So there are different ways you can convert a data frame into CSV, and I have listed 6 of them here. play around, and you will figure out most of it. If you have any question, feel free to leave a comment in my YouTube channel, and I thank you for watching my video. And if you like this video, please go ahead, subscribe to my channel, and click on the bell button for future updates. Thank you. Have a good day.